If you've been trying to sell your products or services online using content marketing, but you've been struggling to see real results, then this video is for you. Today, we will be breaking down my go-to sales content framework where I teach you how to attract, nurture, and convert qualified leads into paying customers just by posting content through your phone. Now, I know right now you're probably doubting content marketing altogether. You've posted consistently, you've probably done 30-day challenges. Maybe you've even tried running ads, but you still aren't getting the results that you want. Today, I'm going to be breaking all of that down for you, and this will be a three-part series. So there's three different steps in this framework that I'll be teaching you, and we're going to break them down one by one. But to start off, I'll share with you all three. So the first one is the awareness content. The second one is the consideration content. And the third is the decision phase content. And today we'll be focusing specifically on the awareness content. Now, if you want to hear all three and you want to actually learn how to go through the entire process of creating content that is tailored towards the sales funnel and helps you understand the psychology behind why you need to create each piece of content so that you can sell consistently, then I would highly recommend you sign up for the Content to Cash Masterclass, which is a completely free training which will be held on June 14th. Now, there are three phases within this framework that I want to share with you today. The first one is the awareness phase. The second is consideration phase. And the third is the decision phase. So a sales funnel is the process in which your customer takes from the first time they hear about your brand all the way until they decide to make a purchase. And so through each parts of this funnel, it relays the message of where your customer is or what they're feeling or how they're relating to your brand. And this is very important to understand because, as we all know, when we first meet a brand or get to know a brand, we are a bit skeptical. We don't know. It's something new to us. And so learning how to build that relationship and build that trust and credibility over time, especially through your content, is a skill that you need to have. In today's video, we will only be focusing on the awareness phase. However, if you are interested in learning about all three and you are interested in understanding the psychology behind sales so that you can actively create content that meets your audience where they are, meets their psychological needs so that they are able to trust you and build that relationship with you so that they are comfortable enough and confident enough in what you have to offer to pay you, then I highly recommend you sign up for the free Content to Cash Masterclass. This masterclass is going to be one of my biggest masterclasses yet. We just posted the videos about 2 days ago, and already we have 60 people who have signed up, and that's without even running our paid ads yet. So if you are interested in learning more or you want to join, go ahead and click the link down in the description so that way you can sign up and get all the emails updating you on when it's time to join. I hope to see you there. But back into point number one, which is our awareness phase. Now, the awareness phase is probably a phase that most business owners miss because in this awareness phase, you are not trying to sell. And this is where people get confused because your goal is to make more sales, but you forget that in order to first make sales, you have to build relationship. And more than that, you have to get people knowing about you and talking about you. I read this a few years back where it said on average, it takes about 7 times for someone to see your brand before they decide to buy. But just recently, about a week ago, I saw something that said now it is 20 times someone needs to see your brand before they decide to buy. So when we think about awareness, we also need to think about how can we become our audience's first and last choice. And this comes back to awareness because if people are not thinking about you, then people will not take action in your best interest, meaning they will not buy your products. And so here's just a quick example. I used to volunteer with a coffee shop down in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, it was a Black-owned coffee shop, and one of the things that they struggled with the most was the fact that they weren't able to get consistent traffic. They weren't running any ads. They were barely posting on social media, and they were competing with big coffee companies in the area, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Tim Hortons. Like, even all the other local coffee shops as well. And so one thing that they didn't recognize is the fact that even though they are Black owned, even though they might make a few posts, and even though the community might want to support them because they want to support local businesses, if they are not showing up consistently, habitually, people will go to where they're used to. And so this is something you need to understand as well. Almost everyone, pretty much everyone, they have their needs met by someone else right now, which is another business. For example, your shampoos. You go to a place where you get your shampoos. You go to a place where you get your body lotion. You go to a place where you get your clothes. In order to shift someone's habits, you have to be in front of them all the time, reminding them, hey, we're here, we're here, we're here. You have to be that upfront with it, or else when it comes time for them to make that purchase, they will go back to what's at the top of their mind right now. So let's say I met you. I met you at the farmer's market and you are selling apples. But typically, I just go to Walmart to buy my apples. If I tell you, oh, I want to buy your apples next time, but I can't right now because I already have apples in the fridge and I don't want those to go bad, but I'll support you next time. Imagine if I had a very, very, very busy day. I go home. Next week, my apples run out, but I haven't heard from you. I didn't see any of your posts. I forgot about you because my week was so busy. What makes you think my first thought will be you? And this is where we have to get to. We have to get to a place where we empathize with people's real lives. Some people get offended and they're like, I can't believe they didn't come to me. They told me that they would shop with me. They told me that they would buy from me, but now they're not buying from me. It is not their responsibility to remember you, but it's your responsibility to make sure that you are remembered. And to be remembered, you have to be consistent. You have to show up. You have to get their information so you know how to show up for them appropriately. What if you need to email them? What if you need to text them because they don't like to look at their emails? What if they're always on social media? Where are they located? And these things all come back to building awareness and creating awareness content. You want to be the top of mind for your audience so that you are always their first option and their last option, of course. One last thing I want to hit on before we go is that your content calendar should be made up of 60% of awareness content. Why? Because you are building relationships. Now, there are many other people who might disagree, and let me tell you why. There are two types of business owners. You have the business owners who are building for longevity purposes. You have the business owners who want to build relationship, who want their brands to stand the test of time. That's the first type of business owner. Then you have the other type of business owner who wants to make sales fast. Now, these business owners specifically, they will do less of the awareness focused content because they are not looking to build long-term relationships. They just want to make the sale quick, make it be very transactional, and then they're on their way. Now, this is not wrong at all. And it's actually a really good strategy if that is all you're looking to do. However, long term, that doesn't really play out well because when we think about building awareness, especially with our personal brands, that relationship is so important. And when you have relationships, that means people are invested in you. They're invested in you. They're not just here to do transactional work with you. So that means even if you aren't selling a particular thing, the people will be with you. And over time, let's say you decide to switch a product, they will still be with you and they'll still be supporting you. Let's say you decide you start another venture, you start a new business, they will still be with you because they like you. Now, on the other hand, I've seen so many different coaches that had to change their entire personal brand pages, throw their current pages away to create new ones because their pages was only selling, selling, selling. It had nothing about them. It wasn't focused on building relationship. And so they had to completely abandon a page because they wanted to move on and do something new. But the great part about personal branding and doing it where you're focused on building relationships is that it allows some level of fluidity. You don't have to be just focused on selling all the time and just being in one small box, but it allows you to be all of you. It allows you to show up the way that you know how and the way that you feel is best and authentic to you. So, this is just something I want to point out. If you're looking to make lasting impact, if you're looking to build relationship, if you're looking for the long-term momentum that comes with building a personal brand that can sell, then you want to focus on creating awareness content that not only attracts new traffic and new qualified leads to you, but also allows you the space to nurture and stay top of mind as well, even when it has nothing to do with the business in general. You want to stay top of mind. So this is just a quick video about awareness content. I hope what this was so far was helpful. If you'd like to learn more and if you'd like to see more hands-on examples and you want to work through it together with me in the class, then again, I'd highly recommend that you sign up for the Content to Cash Masterclass. We will be working together, workshopping together. So that way, by the end of the masterclass, you will be very confident on your next steps of how to execute and get it done. And you'll have a plan where you can be like, okay, this is exactly where I need to go. This is exactly what I need to do. Let's get to it. And so I want you to feel that confidence. I want you to be able to show up consistently and confidently selling the value that you have to offer. So again, if you are ready to register or you'd just like to learn more, click the link down below and I can't wait to see you there. Love you forever and see you in part 2. Bye.